Okay, this is going to be a collective reading. I'm just going to intuitively grab whatever I feel like I need to grab. Clearly this won't resonate with everyone. It might be for now, it might be from the past, it might be 3 years from now. No idea. I like watching Alchemy in You. She is a YouTuber and she does Oracle and Tarot. And eventually, when I get the balls to do it like she does, first I thought she was like crazy, but that's honestly how I think. The way she gets it out is the way I think when I see the card. So one day it'll be like that. But recently her readings have said like go to the past, like look at things from the past, like 2016, 2017. So I went back to those readings and I resonate with them. So it's like crazy. I don't even really resonate with the ones that are from 2021. So these can be timeless. They might resonate now and they might not. We'll see. Accelerated motion. Interesting. Speaking of time travel. Accelerated motion. I think it's the 8 of Wands in Tarot. All the stars. For some reason I want to say this has something to do with like North Node and astrology. Maybe look at your natal chart. 8 is about spiritual strength, God's grace. Is our spiritual strength. And see how there's a bunch of stars? This reminds me of like our spiritual strength that we all have that is different. So tarot is not my spiritual strength. Tarot is something that anyone can learn. But tarot helps us find what our spiritual strength is. And what our spiritual strength, why I think we all have different spiritual strengths, is because we have 38 trillion cells in our body. And in each of those cells, there's 100 trillion atoms. And there's receptors that are like subway turnstiles. And they decide what train a chemical is going to get on and how what electrical impulses are going to come out. So since we have so many in our body, like the average adult human has 38 trillion cells with hundreds of thousands of receptors firing different signals all the time. And there's only 175,000 words in the English language. So I know there's more emotions, there's more feeling. And there's a line. Oh my. Interesting. There's more. Something about a grid. Maybe someone needs to know something about a grid. Is it weird? Okay. It's not like the normal grid that's on a phone. And it's not been on any of my other readings. It's just kind of distracting because it's like right at my mouth. Okay, so 38 trillion cells. And supposedly we only have like 30 emotions. It used to be like 4 and it was like 9. Now we have 30. But honestly, I don't like no one has ever been in someone else's body. There's never been anyone on this planet who has had the same chemical makeup exactly. So I feel like every single one of us has a different strength that we're supposed to tap into, and I feel like tarot helps with that. I am not sure exactly what mine is yet. I'm still tapping into it, but tarot has helped me realize, like, tarot helped me look into like physics, quantum physics, the molecular level of things, which makes me realize how small we have made ourselves, how limited we have made this unlimited universe, world, each other. It's crazy. We're infinite beings in an infinite universe. We all have different gifts. And we all lost our power when we thought our power was what we learn. So I feel like this is saying accelerated motion. Things are going faster. We are in the age of Aquarius, which is a less denser energy than Capricorn, which we're in the age of Pisces, which is like water, dense energy. Now we're in air energy. So accelerated motion, which I feel like time is sped up anyways, but they say that happens anyways when you get older. But time is not real either. Time is just another way for us to feel like we have some type of control. Light. Oh, this came out in the air sign reading, and that's why I wanted to do a collective reading, because it was just so like woo-woo, and I love woo-woo readings. They're my favorite. So this is going to be a woo-woo. I can definitely tell. So 1 and 9 equals 10. It's about completion. 9 is an ending. 1 is a fresh start. Something has to end for something else to begin. 10 is about completion. Again, 1 is the magician card, which is about like manifestation, having all the tools we need to manifest whatever we want. God was the magician when he said, "Let there be light." Which is funny because it says light card. And zero is the full card, which is the pause before you take action. So it was God before he said, "Let there be light." Interesting. And look at all these stars. Not every single card has stars and light on it, y'all. Even her outfit has stars on it. I feel like this is like, look at your natal chart. Everyone should pay attention to their north node, the North Star. 3 wise men followed a star. The 3 stupid men followed a star. The 3 wise men followed a star. So, one of the biggest things everyone can do right now is, time is an equation that we thought of to help us organize our lives. But it also could be a mathematical equation, as in like when we're born. Like so many of us, it's hard to dig and find the time we were born. So right now, starting out, every single person that watches this, next baby you have, write down the time. Don't trust the hospital to write it down. Don't trust it's going to be on the birth certificate. I don't care if you have to like record it or some type of whatever proof that that's the time the baby was born. I promise you. You just need to write it down. Okay. 5, emotional loss. This is about transformation. 5s are transformation. 5s are pentacles, God's grace on earth, the tangible. When he manifested, said, "Let there be light." That was his grace on earth. His manifestation here on the 3D plane. So what we see in the tangible is God's grace. Okay? The power, our emotions. This card, my goodness. The power of our emotions sets the stage or the path for our life. So you want to stay high vibe at all times. You want to learn how to transmute emotional loss into light. That's all transcendence is letting go of the heavy energy. Because even in the dark, there's light. You have to go in the dark to find the light. Almost looks like a shell. It kind of reminds me of like a conch shell. I don't know, have you ever heard like holding it up to your ear and you can hear the ocean? And it's so crazy because recently I've been talking about words and how they don't mean shit. How they're just like symbols that we made up to like communicate, and how like they've limited us. Because if it doesn't have a word, we can't like relate, or we can't speak to each other. So it seems like we're all experiencing the same thing because we only have a vocabulary to do so. If that makes sense. Yeah, but so we feel like words, affirmations, all that crap. Bullshit. It's our emotions that communicate with the environment, with each other, how we feel. And I didn't realize this until quarantine, when I was by myself for so long. When I came out of quarantine and I was around people for the first time, it was the first time like my bones ached. I like felt heavier. Like I felt so light when I was by myself, because it was like I'd gone through a breakup and it was like I was in a lot of like heavier, denser energy in that relationship. And when I got out of it, I was so much lighter. So when I got around people again, I started feeling their, like if they, or it's not, I don't even know if it's their aura or if it's their problems, that I felt that whatever energy they were giving off was making me feel dense, and it sucked. I learned recently, that's why I took Reiki, not to like practice on anybody, but to learn how to like protect myself from other people's energies, because sometimes you walk around and you just feel like you can be in the best mood, and you walk outside and you might hear someone say like a cuss word, or like there might be like a lot of noise around or something. Someone could be in a bad mood and you feel it, and then you carry it with you all day, and you're like, why do I feel like this? And it's just because like energy travels, energy can transmute, energy can never be created or destroyed. It's just passed along and transmuted, right? So I feel like this is talking about like learning how to transmute negative emotions. Spiritual union. So the highest vibration that you can be in is love. This is the Two of Cups. It might be the Lover's card, but I think it's the Two of Cups. In tarot, it could be about a choice. Usually this has to do... So since I see the emotional loss card, the light, and spiritual union, and this is kind of what was coming up in the air sign reading. That's why I wanted to do a collective reading. Emotional loss. Our emotions have always been inside of us. And we go through things in life that trigger our emotions. Not the emotions that have words with them. Happy, sad, glad, whatever. Vulnerability. No. How a situation, a person, whatever happens in that situation, no one makes you feel anything. You tap into those feelings. Whatever situation has come about has caused the chemical makeup in your body to feel a certain way. It's always been inside you, feelings. They've never been given, and they can't be taken away. So you can always tap into love. If you are going through a breakup or grief or anything, you can always tap into love. No one, just because someone goes away doesn't mean they take their feelings that you had for them or with them, they don't take it with them. And this is kind of saying like their crown chakras are open. It's kind of reminds me of like the yin and yang twin flame energy too, where it's like the masculine and feminine. Adam and Eve, like supposedly she got like his rib, but it's also like masculine and feminine energy. And this reminds me of like polarity, and then I see the infinity symbol. And it's about like balancing our energies. So one of the reasons why people break up or lose attraction for each other is because if both of you are too much in your feminine energy or both of you are too much in your masculine energy, it's the law of polarity. And if you're too, feminine, too masculine, you're both vibing at that level, then you're going to repel each other. Even in homosexual relationships, because this is an energetic thing. This isn't a physical, all this is fake. This is all like reflection of light. But even homosexuals, you usually see a masculine energy and a feminine energy, okay? Because it's the law of polarity. So maybe you've gone through an emotional loss, and it might be because your energies are off. And sometimes too it can be about like healing. So say you got into a relationship with someone and someone was vibing at a different frequency. So maybe you were vibrating on the same frequency when you met. Your vibrations were both here, okay? And then someone was like bettering themselves, because energy, someone can either drain or supply energy. Usually like introvert, extrovert. Introvert wakes up with energy, and loses it by going out. Extroverts don't wake up with energy and they gain it by going out. So 2 people vibing on the same level. Maybe one of them got energy from the other one. So their energies are going to be in a different frequency. One of them is going to be denser than the other. The denser one is going to feel uncomfortable. The one that is like feeling like their energy is being stolen, or feeling like they aren't vibrating at the same level, they're not feeling high, this person is like vibrating higher, they're the ones that dip out because this is like a heavier energy. So this usually is what happens when people try to reconcile. Is like something happens, someone heals more than the other person, or someone tries to fix themselves more than the other person, they vibrate higher and the other person doesn't, and so they never come back into alignment because someone's like bettering themselves and attracting like better. So this is kind of saying like emotional loss, and this reminds me too, because it's light, and this is the Sun card in tarot, about how to transmute energy too. When you're getting over heartbreak or grief, just by going out and getting in the sun, not vitamin D, but photons, getting photons, like going out at sunset. It has to be sunset. Sunrise is good too, but the sunset, if you're getting over something, going out at sunset, getting photons instantly make you feel better. Just getting sun on you and watching the sun set. When you watch the sun set, you are getting the photons, which make you feel good, which make you vibrate higher, but you're watching something go away. So you're programming your mind to be okay with something going away and still feeling okay, because that's what transmuting energy is. It's about emotional. Transmuting energy is about not being attached to things. It's about detachment in everything, because death is the most real thing there is. It's the only certain thing in life, right? You have to be okay with being uncertain about things, and the only thing that's certain is death. Of cycles of life, of relationships, experiences, everything, because we're supposed to evolve. We're constantly evolving. We're learning lessons, getting lighter. That's what transcendence is going through the, not emotions, but going through life and getting rid of like the baggage, the labels, the like trauma from others, the words that we have read and spewed onto other people to make everyone feel like they're the same, but we're really not. We have 38 trillion cells in us. We're really not the same, but we're like all programmed to think that we are, because we only have so many words to describe what we're going through. So, oh, like this is love, and this is like, I've realized that within this past year that I don't think I've ever loved anyone the same. Like the feeling of love, there is no feeling of love. There's feelings that you have towards certain individuals, and you come into contact with these people to trigger that emotion inside of you. Like you're tapping into your emotions. Like anything, even emotional loss, is meant to happen. It's all fated. It's meant to trigger an emotion inside of you, for you to tap inside of you, and that's how you find your spiritual power, is through these unions that are divinely guided. You meet someone, you fall in love, you tap into that emotion, that sends out a message to the universe. That puts you at a different frequency. Like you can't tell me that when you fall in love with someone, and like think about all the people that you've fallen in love with in the past. Like, did you really feel the same love for all of them? I doubt it. Like, that's so limited and so ridiculous to think that we feel the same way towards people. Like, no, each person brings something different. Because our chemical makeup is so different. So by tapping into meeting someone and tapping into the feelings that person or situation caused you to tap into can help you find your like spiritual strength. Your spiritual strength is the electrical impulses from all the different receptors, the gazillion, bazillion, there's 7 octillion, real number, 27 zeros, atoms in the average human body. And then hundreds of thousands of why did I want to say neurotransmitters? Receptors. I want to say neurotransmitters for some reason. Receptors that have electrical impulses. So, by going through these experiences, dark and light, good and bad, there's no such thing. By going through these experiences and tapping into these emotions, this is what life is really about, is how we find the spiritual strength, how we find our purpose in this life. So this is like the North Star. Look at your North Node, like Google North Node. Go to astro.cafeastrology.com. Type in like your time of birth, where you were born, and I think that's it, and date of birth. And it'll pop up with your natal chart, and it like explains absolutely everything, and it's free. And if you want someone, like, you can always get like an astrologer or something to look into it too, but it's just a great start to be like, oh, like a lot of things you're going to be like, oh, I've looked at people's natal charts that I've dated and I'm like, oh, and I've looked at my natal chart and I'm like, oh, it would have saved me a lot of money on therapy for so many years. Let me just say that, because there's no such thing as a behavior that we're supposed to be like. Everyone is here to contribute in a way so that everyone can feel the feelings they need to feel to unleash the gift within inside them, the power within inside them that is different, that everyone has. So these spiritual unions, heartbreak or not, are meant to raise the vibration of the planet. How is that? When there's breakup, it's because we learn to transmute energy. Solitude. See? Quarantine. This is what happened to me. Okay. Mox? Quarantine. Being in solitude. This is how it all started for me. Was I didn't realize how heavy I felt until I was by myself, and I felt so light. And then when I went out in public again, I was like, why do I feel like this? And that's how I felt for 34 years until I was by myself, and I realized how good I could feel. And then I wanted to stay like that. I wanted to stay on that high vibration to where you can ask, like, people would be in my DMs talking about politics, and I'm like, please don't send me that. Please don't do this. Like, I started setting boundaries. It was just like, I don't want any type of negativity in my life. None of it means shit. Like, I'm going to vibrate higher and higher, and I'm going to get people out of my life that don't make me vibrate higher. Because when you start to vibrate higher, you don't want to come down. That's why, like, I don't drink. I don't eat, like, super heavy, crappy food, because once you get that light feeling, it is better than anything. I mean, it's crazy because we put so much focus on, like, sex and drinking and all these low vibrational, like, activities. But, again, they're low vibrational activities. When you start to meditate and get on, like, a deeper level of, like, just chill, it is better than any orgasm. And I know people aren't going to believe that, and that's fine. But that just means that you're on some type of medication, you drink, or you participate in some type of illegal drugs, or you eat bad. And you're going to, like, stay in that heavy energy. Like, but honestly, no one has, like, ever since I've, like, started this, which hasn't been long, but, like, nobody has given me shit about it. I've only gotten shit about my mascara in my videos. This is hilarious. So anyway, solitude. So I feel like it's saying too, accelerate emotion, light emotional loss, because of spiritual union, maybe there's a breakup and then you're in solitude. And honestly, even Robert Greene says it in one of his books. I don't know if it's Art of Seduction. I think it's in Mastery, but it even says the only way to master anything is to be alone. Like, your passion, your creative spark comes from you. And so many of us like hop into a relationship really fast or really soon or for a long time. I mean, I've been in a relationship for the past like 12 years, 8 years with one person, 4 years with another, and only like a couple months break by myself. And I wasn't even by myself then. I had like roommates and work and stuff. But only tapping into yourself is when you'll truly be able to find like your passion in life, your desire, your purpose, your gifts from the universe. This is the Hermit card in tarot, which means going within during a dark time in your life, maybe from emotional loss of a spiritual union. And they're green, which makes me want to say something about green with envy, which there's no such thing as envy. All envy is an emotion that's triggered in you of something that you desired and you haven't done yet. And it might be an unconscious desire that you don't even know about. If you're jealous of someone, it just means that you want to do it. And you're jealous because this person has done it, and now you have no excuse not to. So, because someone has shown that they've manifested it here on earth. So it's like, yeah. So solitude, the Hermit card, going within during a dark time to find the light. And when you find the light, as a hermit, when you find it, you know what it feels like. You have compassion and empathy towards people. I don't want to say empathy because we don't feel the same. I hate saying that. I don't feel like I feel someone's emotions. I feel like I feel someone's like, I feel negativity, but it's usually by actions, right? It's not always. I mean, I do these like through the phone. I've sent them to people before and I felt energy, but I'm just saying, like, I don't like saying empathy. I like saying when you are in a place where you have to heal, when you come out of it, you want to help other people heal. And that's what the Hermit is about. It's about going within to find the light. And then when you find it, you want to shine it for others. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, hopefully he'll stop licking. So that was a reaction. Look at him. That was a reaction. I should not have reacted. I feel like a lot of distractions have been going on recently for me to... Woosah! Okay. So then we have truth. And this is about a decision, because there's two. 0 is the full right before you make a decision. 2 is about choices, a decision. These are the scales are being balanced. This can be the Justice card. Could be a Libra. But Max, stop it. Stop. Okay. Truth. Yeah, that's okay. So going within, finding the light. I feel like that's how you find your truth. That's how you find your balance, because that's what the world is. It's all about balance. You have to give up things to do other things. It's all about temperance. So like we give up being able to like read a book while we drive a car. It's just temperance. It's the way things are, and we have to like outweigh our decisions. Like, is this worth the time given up to do this to get somewhere faster so that we can do this, basically? If that makes sense. And I feel like this is saying that we go through this. We go through these highs and lows when we meet each other. I mean, this could be friendship too. This can be relationships, any type of relationship. Parents, siblings, friends, lovers. We go through, because I mean, there's grief with all that too, right? So we go through these highs and lows because, one, we're trying to raise the vibration of the planet, accelerated motion. And 2, so that we get in this little hermit mode and tap into ourselves and tap into our strength, which is like the healing process, and find our truth. Because usually it takes some type of painful ending of some sort to find our power. And then the overall energy is firm foundation. So this is the I am chakra, firm foundation. This is the lower vibrations, the like denser energies. So basically everything we see is what this is. It's the stuff that we've done for fun, swallowing the bad stuff to numb even the good stuff. Like, we numb our emotions knowing that we won't be able to feel the good because we want to numb the bad. But we have to give up the good, and that's all about, like, the temperance. Like, when we drink, we give up the rest of the day to do anything worthwhile. Like, we give up energy. That's low vibrational. It makes us dense. Sex, same thing. That's the highest power on the planet. That's our like, manifestation power, is our sexual energy. And it's called excited for a reason. And again, I don't believe in words, but then again, you look at words, and if you take them literally, which I think we should, when you're aroused, you're excited, right? And like, if you think about it, you're excited. All you can think about is like getting rid of that excitement. It's just weird. It's because we're not used to that high vibration. Like, even drinking, like, it brings our vibration down because we're uncomfortable with being with like the high vibes. We're so used to like dense energy that all we've done recently is just bring ourselves down, because we don't know what it's like to not be uncomfortable. So when we eat a lot, we like binge eat, or like, do things without intention, like watch TV and eat, or like go out to eat with people and just talk and not really pay attention to what we're eating, just like shove shit in our face. And when we like take pills that alter our brain, our chemistry, whatever, everything that's like low vibrational, makes us not evolve, like, because we're stuck in this dense energy. But what I was saying was this. Okay, so excited, you're aroused, you're excited. And then what happens when you, like, get rid of that arousal? The low vibration. You're extra low vibration. When you get rid of that energy, usually, like, you feel gross, or you feel tired, or you feel relaxed. You feel dense, you feel heavy, right? When really, that's like our greatest power of all. Like, sexual energy creates another human being with 38 trillion more cells, 100 trillion more atoms, all those electrical impulses, and that creates another power. Like, you're manifesting another power. Like, tarot is a tool. People are the power. And sexual energy is something that helps us transcend too. By moving that feeling, that excited feeling, by moving it up, which you can do when you meditate. Like, honestly, like, now I understand why Tantra is so big. Because that's basically what it is moving energy up. Moving that sexual energy up. When you learn how to do that, and I mean, I haven't done it to where it's been like whatever, but I have had some experiences where I'm like, whoa, and that kind of like experienced actually in Bikram yoga, where I was like, what the hell is going on? Kind of made me start this 3 years ago, this whole like whatever is going on with me. But it's way better than any orgasm. When you learn how to take that sexual energy and move it to like your head, I know that sounds crazy, it is the best feeling in the freaking world. Like, that's all you want to do. Like, you know how like Jesus disappeared for 40 days? Yeah. Yogananda, all the ascended masters, because there's a lot more than Jesus, they went out and meditated. Anybody that's come up with like some type of spiritual like practice, like the human design dude, Reiki, like they disappear for a really long ass time. I mean, 3 weeks is a long time for meditation, okay? And they have all these crazy I don't know, experiences that make them create ways for other people to go through these experiences to create something too, because that's what life is about, infinite possibility. And so I feel like this is like saying the truth is that sex is emotional loss as well. That's like you're getting rid of your there's chemistry in there too, right? Getting rid of your power. And even like when having babies and stuff, like you're manifesting that. If you believe that having sex with someone will make you pregnant, you believe it, you do it, you don't have any blockages, any chakras blocked, or diseases or whatever, which diseases are basically just because our emotions have been stored inside of us. We don't know how to get them out, which getting them out this way is not the way to do it. But I mean, it's not bad. It just keeps you at a lower level. When you learn to move it up, it just opens. It makes you realize how much better you can feel. Like we think sex and orgasm is like all there is to life, basically. Like we think that is ecstasy, but it's not. Especially for females, like a lot of us like can't like orgasm, or like it's taking a long time to like orgasm with a partner, because we're like in our heads too much, or like blockages emotion wise. Like we can't be like vulnerable. And when I say vulnerable, I don't mean talking. That's the least vulnerable you can be with someone, is to talk to them, because there's only so many words and everyone can use the same words. It's like vulnerable is like being naked, being open, and like doing what you need to do to make you feel a certain way and not being ashamed about it, which a lot of women can't do, because they're stuck in this low vibrational like self-esteem, low self-esteem. That's what this is. Which is funny how it's a steam. Don't you think about like when you go, it's steam that you're letting out. And so it's like learn how to transmute that energy, moving it up. I'm really curious. I want to read this accelerated motion. This is really long reading. Let's see. So this just goes to show you, like, this isn't like intuitive. This is like, I can't even find the page. Accelerated motion. This card represents speed, flight, swift movement, hope, passion, and above all, endings to delays. The conditions around you are perfect and appear to be rapidly heading in the direction of your goals and desires. Luck is on your side, and your enthusiasm is at an all-time high. Brace yourself Brace yourself as you finally witness the manifestation of what you've worked for and visualized. This is a call for initiative, but you should also ask yourself, is there anything else in my life that I need to act on now? Be wise and take advantage of these ideal conditions. Now isn't the time for you to fight against the river of life. Trust, have faith, and go with the flow. This strong current is taking you to a positive outcome and future. And again, this is about, like when they say like go with the flow, detachment. Like letting things fall that need to fall so that you follow your like north star. And just trusting that everything is happening for a reason, that you're getting to where you need to go. And even the bad things that we're programmed to think are bad, are just setting us up to get to something better. So a lot of times we hold on like this emotional loss, holding on to that emotional loss. We hold on to the past. We hold on to people that are bad for us. We hold on to like things that happened to us when we were kids. We hold on to all this like baggage, negative feeling. Like, why me? Like, there can't be a God. There can't be this. It's like, no, that is setting you up. Like, you have to be in the dark to see the light. You have to feel certain things to trigger you to heal, to feel better things. So, like, you had to get through an experience with someone. Like, say you were in a breakup. You had to go through that experience. You had to deal with that so that the universe could set you up for something better. So that you know the red flags, know the feeling that you had with that person. And it doesn't have to be happy, sad, whatever. It's like a feeling, a specific feeling with that person, so that you know you felt it, not the words, you didn't hear, you didn't see, you felt. Your energetic truth told you that person was not right for you. You knew it. The universe had to break it up for a reason. You can dwell in that, or you can accept, like, I am better than that, and freaking go find your energetic match. Or let your, actually, females receive. Our energetic matches come to us. We are the empresses. Feminine energy receives. Masculine energy gives. So, okay, now let's look at light. One fine day. That's what I have in my head right now. Here it is, light. This card reassures you that this is your time to be in the light. No matter what's happening around you, prosperity and bliss are promised. The qualities of this brilliant card are pleasure, happiness, contentment, growth, success, joy, and illumination. The light always brings forth new birth, a constant renewal of life. This is one of the best, if not the most positive cards in the deck, and it's yours. This is the Sun card. This is now your moment to shine. The radiance from within will be there for all to see. As people become attracted to the rays of your spiritual light, and by being compassionate, generous, inspiring, and a leader, many will benefit as they feel the warmth emanating from you. Be discerning, but also be open to whatever or whomever you're attracting, for your rays reach far and wide. The light card reminds you that because of its power, nothing remains in the dark. Through its illumination, truths and certain paths before you begin to emerge and can be surely seen. Using the energy of positive thoughts and continually thinking about the happiest and most joyful of memories will light the path before you even more brightly and attract exactly what you're emanating. Keep on shining. Traditional tarot archetype, the sun. So again, the sun. Get out there, get some photons. Get some photons. Because we have auras too. We shine. And that's why sometimes you'll feel, you might feel weighed down when you're vibrating higher and you're around, like when you go into bars, if you like feel heavy or something, because especially if you're not drinking. Like I feel like anywhere I go now with people that are drinking, they flock to me, because when you're in the dark, you just want the light, right? So people will like flock to you. And it's not out of bad. I don't feel like it's bad. It's just energy. People are attracted to light. Okay, emotional loss. 5. The number 5, emotions card, comes forth at a time when you may be experiencing or grieving a loss of someone or something you were emotionally attached to. Honor your feelings. Only by healing and loving yourself, by letting go of the past, can you continue your journey. The suffering associated with this loss delivers profound wisdom and knowledge for your soul. Your unique gifts, talents, and abilities, as well as your joy and sorrow, will not only make up who you really are, but better yet, who you will become. The painful experiences of life are equally as valuable as the joyous ones. Focus all your positive energy on the good in your life and what you're grateful for. Using your healing energy in this way, and try not to focus on what you've lost. For new beginnings and happiness are just around the corner. Spiritual union. This card deals with relationships involving an emotional bond. It could be between new lovers, kindred souls, family members, friends, business associates, or partners. It could even relate to a project or a specific situation. This would be the perfect time to realize that all relationships are really about you. Notice when you interact with people in your life, are they giving you energy or are they taking it away? Is there an even exchange? There should be an equal balance between giving and receiving energy. Relationships are mirror images of your own life. They reflect how you feel and treat yourself, and how you react and respond to various situations and individuals around you. Each and every union is an opportunity for soul growth. Solitude. Solitude. Stop. Your soul is calling out and needs to be honored and heard. The answers you seek aren't necessarily found in the outer world. The time has come for you to step back and withdraw from outside commotion. The solitude card is a reminder of how important it is to pause, still the mind, meditate, reflect, reevaluate, and discover the wisdom and answers within the very soul of your being. When you become more aware of your soul and heart, you strengthen the link to the divine source, and you're able to once again remember your true perfection. Meet your soul halfway and schedule some alone time to commune with your soul, and also to give the power of spirit the opportunity to reinvigorate you with life force and vitality. Conserve your energy and deal with one thing at a time as you follow the prompts from within. When it comes to moments of quiet inner solitude, it really isn't about quantity, it's the quality that counts. The soul constantly draws to itself what it needs in order to learn and grow. For example, during this period, someone may step into your life, and by sharing his or her own experiences, you may receive helpful insight and wisdom into your own. And this is the Hermit. This is archetype Hermit. And then Truth. The qualities of this card illustrate spiritual awakening, clarity, the revelation of truth, and cosmic consciousness. At times, it takes a wake-up call to get your attention and show how far you need to go. This card comes forth to do just that. Evaluation of the past, along with the lessons that you've learned or still need to understand, must now be a top priority. Doing so will enable you to forgive, accept, and heal so that you can move forward in a balanced spiritual mindset. The Truth card reminds you that a significant change must be made in a certain area of your life, but don't make any hasty decisions. Take your time, for any choices or alterations must be weighed and evaluated with the most careful and wisest of judgments. Whatever steps you take now will have far-reaching consequences, more than you'll ever know. Using the powers of the universe and blending them with a little help from the physical world will assist you in bringing about clarity and a shift of awareness. What was once not obvious will now be realized and understood. Be honest with yourself and trust what you know to be true. And this is Judgment card. I thought it was Justice. This is Judgment. This is Reckoning, okay? This is, yeah. Now let's look at Firm Foundation. Divinely guided. One, two. So there's four out of the 6 cards are major arcana. There's only 22 major arcana, which means it's like divine guidance. And the minor arcana are the rest. But there's 4 major arcana in this spread. Let's go Firm Foundation. And honestly, like, I don't like doing tarot readings. I just want people to look into it for themselves, because I didn't understand what it was. I thought it was like, I don't know what I thought it was, but it's nothing like I thought it was. So I'm just like, I do this hoping that it'll trigger other people to look into it, because nothing I say is going to benefit you as much as what you could see if you just looked at it yourself, because words are fake. I just looked at this. I speak. words are fake. And it's funny because when I first started doing this, I would hold this rock and I'd be like, I can't talk. I feel like I can't talk. Because I feel like that's like my purpose in life, is to remind people that words don't mean shit, that they're symbols that we made up, just like numbers are made up to equations that we made up to fit things for us to feel like we have control. Time made up. The only things that aren't made up are things that were here before we were here. And who's to say? All we know, it's hearsay in our lifetime, because we weren't here when the world was created. So we don't know if a tree was made by man or made by God, because we weren't here at the beginning. And the Bible is man-made, or it would have been on the planet when God created it, not man. Man is the devil. 666, sign of the devil, is also the sign of man, just so you know. Okay, firm foundation. This card denotes that you have already or are currently working toward establishing a solid foundation in the material world. Using good judgment and heeding lessons from the past concerning financial matters will assist you in laying a firm groundwork. By doing so, security will have a better chance of building in the future. The material power that's now around you can either be an advantage or a disadvantage, depending on how you respond to it. Don't let your current position determine who you are. Transcendence. Let it all go. Labels. Emotions, baggage, all that made up shit, let it go. Remember to give back and prime the pump of prosperity, for true spiritual and material wealth is as much about giving as it is receiving. So feminine and masculine, that polarity, that energy, feminine, receive. But we all have masculine and feminine energies inside of us. Seek proper investment advice and realize that you don't have to hold on to your possessions too tightly. Just be flexible and allow things to continue to flow. Detachment, okay? The more, make it rain. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. The more you make it rain, the more that comes in, okay? The more you believe, the universe is going to give it to you. The more it comes in. It's really not that whole work harder. It's really work smarter. Work smarter. Believe that shit's gonna come in and it will. Really. I'm not even kidding. Okay. Crazy. Those all go with it, because it's transformation, memories of love, which is spiritual loss, spiritual union, base chakra, root chakra. Triumph, it's about taking charge. Triumphant success, third eye opening. I mean, this is all about spiritual awakening. All these crown chakras opening. These cards are back to back. This is the ultimate orgasm. This. And it's funny because someone said something about we only believe, or we only see things as close as we are to them. But it's not really, it's true, but it's not really true. Which I guess, I don't know. But with ourselves, we don't see them. They are us, but we don't see them. But it's we forget about the quantum aspect of it. We forget about even honestly, all science is tearing apart the universe to figure out how it was made. It's basically just trying to find out how things were made. And don't confuse science with, science found a cure for this. No, science tore something apart that made something come about and is now finding something else to put a band-aid on something because of that. It's just yeah. Ultimately, science was, because now I feel like it's more about money than it is about really finding a cure for anything. But it once upon a time was about digging apart the universe to find out how it was made. Figure out who and what God is. So yeah, when you think about us on a molecular level, It's magic. It really is magic. And how much is out there. When you learn about the stars and not just astrology, even though the father of science was Galileo, who was an astrologer back in Galileo's time, which is also when King James rewrote the Bible. Doctors used astrology on their patients because what is going on in the universe, what is going on in the orbit, like the moon and the tides of the ocean, where 60% water, would have to do with what was going on with a person, not just emotion-wise, but body-wise. It's all connected, really. And it's weird that we are so numb and blind to it. But it's because we are in that dense energy. We're in that... What we swallow has a lot to do... Our mouths. What we swallow and speak has held us back. Has held us down in this low vibrational energy. Because we only have so many words to communicate. What's going on in the universe, what's going on inside of us, is far more complex than any thing that we can comprehend, much less explain to each other. So we dumb each other down when we talk to each other. You know, all conversation is assumption, especially when it comes to feelings, because perceptions are different, not just at a physical level, biologically, chemically, astrologically. Like, we are all so completely freaking different in so many freaking ways. And we're in this, like, meat suit that we conform to look like everyone else. Like, what we do to be beautiful is just to look like everyone else. We go to therapy to not feel a certain way because we don't think it's normal. But really, it's like we're all supposed to be different. We're all supposed to trigger or be triggered. Like, that's what we're here for. That's how we raise the vibration of the planet. So, again, I know, I love woo-woo readings. And there will not be an extended for this because it is 57 minutes long. My dog is freaking out. So, I hope that helps someone. Transmute that energy.